lot of events which are occurring in the world, and the recent event is the recent couple of events which we talk about is the Ukraine and Russia war and the Sri Lankan economic crisis. The most recent two two events or two global crises, which is happening right now. And these two actually events are causing a lot of damage to the people's life. Right? One is your Russia-Ukraine war, and second is the Sri Lankan economic crisis. So, so this is an opportunity. This of course is a problem. This is a crisis, but this is also an opportunity to develop a humanitarian supply chain or humanitarian logistics. Right. So, how shall we structure the humanitarian logistics so that we don't see this particular problem getting magnified? So, what is first of all we need to understand what is humanitarian logistics, right? So, what is humanitarian logistics? We'll first see that humanitarian logistics, and then we'll see that what is the level of the crisis and how we should actually step in with our humanitarian logistics so that the levels are not the crisis levels are not magnified or crisis levels are not increasing. Right? So the humanitarian logistics. So we need to the humanitarian logistics would actually take care of the take care of the take care of the people who are getting affected uh, with some kind of crisis event. So the normal life of the people, right? So the humanitarian logistics is the normal life of the people should not either affect too much, or if it is affecting, then we need to restore it as fast as possible, and we should not allow to have more damages with the humanitarian logistics. Normal life, right? The normal life. It is a very common sense. The normal life of the people. One is they should get supply of food. Second, right, water supply, drinking water supply. Third is their medicine supply. Fourth is the education of their people, education, restoration, schools, colleges. Fifth, jobs or work are carried out. Sixth, the supply of money, and one of the most important is shelter to live. Eighth is communication system like internet, telephone. Ninth is families and relatives support and together. And of course, the most important thing is the of life or sick people are given the proper medical care. and the transportation and distribution of goods to take care of all these lines. So what we need is have, if suppose a risk event or any event which happens anywhere in the world, and we need to say, we need to, what is the most important thing is that we need to go closer to the normal life of the people, right? If the people are leading a normal life, so we should not, we should actually, our humanitarian logistics effort, right, should take people closer to their normal life, right? Or if we have a gap between the normal life and the life after the crisis, we should try to minimize that gap. That is what the focus of the humanitarian logistics. So the most important part is, right, we have to keep, we have to give food to the people. We need to give, proper water supply to the people. We should supply the medicine. We should actually take care of the education of the people. We should, if you see that we can actually provide jobs and work, or if they have some jobs of work before their, right? So we should, that particular thing has to keep carrying on, right? And if there is a shortage of money, if they have to buy something, right? We should actually provide some kind of money to them. We should provide shelter to them. Like suppose somebody is living a refugee, somebody is a refugee or relief center. So they should be having a sufficient shelter over there. They should have access to the, doctors, right, or the trained technicians for like plumbing services, electrical services, ambulance services, fire safety services. We should provide to them. Communication systems, should be there, like for internet or telephone or mobile phone, satellite phone, something. Families and your relatives, they should have an access to meet each other so that they support them psychologically, right? Those kind of things we should actually provide, and we should take care that there is no loss of life, or the people who are having the health issues, their health should not get deteriorated further, or we should not allow some kind of communicable diseases to enter into the relief centers or refugee centers. So the humanitarian logistics should actually take care of these aspects. Means we should keep the life of the people, right, as close as to the normal life. Of course, it's a challenge. This is what we may not actually achieve that particular, but as a staff which who belongs to the disaster relief center, or disaster relief activities, the focus has to be on that area. Of course, if you want to achieve that, right, if we want to achieve that, so we need to have money for that, right? We need to have the money, we need to have resources. So what we need, suppose we want to have humanitarian relief, right? So what are the different things we require? Right? Because I might say, food supply. I need to have food supply, right? So the government or the NGOs, we need to suppose there is a task force. If the task force is there which is taking care of the humanitarian aspect. So from this, they have to contact the government. They have to access to the NGOs, the non-governmental organizations, right? They need to access to the United Nations. They need to have an access to the to other neighboring countries, right? So before that, they need to analyze what is demand of food supply, right? The demand of food supply, we need to clearly assess how much food we require, so how many people there, shelter, right? Suppose we need to have number of people in the shelter. How long the release will go, relief services will go. Third, the disaster may have so here we need to multiple then work on the spoke model. Model the hub will actually collect the supply center and food supply relief center, other centers. Right? How we can actually different sections and that is not accessible to any center. So one of we can actually and we cannot do there where we can see storage. So we need to understand that we need to have a warehouse proper storage what is the kind of things required uh, because the food we need to also the and we uh, grains getting from different sources. This properly or at least 99% and because the supply, this supply will how long uh, which are supplying this and how long will carry on. One is time the time of the collect collecting food supply. They make time of the supply and dispatch the human center. So the time of the and the volume also maintains what we need and we those centers are actually in good shape. The of course supply volume and supply and mostly the relief centers will be operated by NGOs and government. So NGOs have special sort of fund to supply fund supply has like uh, people uh, collect to go this supply also extend the material for shelter. This also extends health water and the administrative services and this not till time. Where they can do so that is where they should actually and how they tackle they can under liquidity and use analysis of the right, a proper storage centers, a proper distribution model. Something is all those things has to be taught. So guys, what is your idea? What is your plan? Suppose if you are given responsibility of the humanitarian supply chain or humanitarian logistics, so how would you operate? Do share your comments, and we will be discussing more on that because we need more and more people on more and more expertise on humanitarian logistics because the kind of scenario the world is in, kind of turbulence the world is going, the world is noticing. We need very good humanitarian supply chain people. So yes, I will wait for your comments and we will discuss more on this part, on this topic. And let's see what's your up. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching.